This is the 2022 Toyota Corolla Cross, a small SUV that wears the name of one of the most famously reliable cars in the known universe. Is it worthy of the Corolla name? We're going to find out. So the Corolla Cross is Toyota's new subcompact SUV, and it fits in their lineup between the CHR and the ever-expanding RAV4. Now, why would they call it the Corolla Cross and not the Highlandette or the RAV3.5? And the answer is because around the world, the name Corolla is synonymous with simple, practical, efficient motoring, and they want to kind of piggyback on that reliability. Now, this is a car that's competing against vehicles like the Nissan Kicks, the Honda HR-V, the Subaru Crosstrek, and the Nissan Rogue Sport. You probably noticed this looks nothing like a Corolla. Actually, it does if you're an engineer and have X-ray glasses and can see through the skin. To me, it looks kind of like a baby Toyota Highlander. It's kind of generic Toyota styling. You've got this nice big grille up front, plastic cladding on the fenders. I do kind of like this chrome trim over the top. Reminds me of the old Toyota Matrix. It's not a bad looking SUV, it just doesn't stand out and make a statement like the Nissan Kicks or the Hyundai Venue. It's made to be kind of middle of the road, fade into the background, workaday kind of an SUV, and that's what Toyota does. If you've been in a regular Corolla, you've pretty much seen this interior, and that's a good thing. Look at these nice soft touch materials, and by the way, you get those even in the base model. And what I really like is this very simple control layout. A stereo that has knobs for volume and tuning, air conditioning controlled by knobs, nice and simple, lets you keep your concentration on the road. Great driving position, you're able to see all around you, nice big mirrors. You even have a hood that has these creases that kind of help you aim your way down the road. Now this XLE has a 9-speaker premium stereo, slightly bigger screen than the base model, and this semi-digital dashboard with a big screen in the middle and gauges at the outer edges. But even the regular analog gauges in the L and LE models, those are just fine. Now one of the funny things is that the Corolla Cross actually doesn't have a whole lot more interior space than the smaller CHR. However, you can get all-wheel drive, and that's important. And speaking of all-wheel drive, let's talk about cargo capacity. 26.5 cubic feet in the front drive version of the Corolla Cross, but the all-wheel drive model actually loses a bit, 1.3 cubic feet. I like this nice, simple to use, comfortable interior, but what's more important is that all versions of the Corolla Cross, not just the top of the line model, make you feel like you spent a little bit more money than you did. Now, under the skin, the Corolla Cross really is a Corolla. It basically uses all the Corolla mechanical bits, including the engine, which is a 2-liter 4-cylinder that puts out 169 horsepower and 150 pound-feet of torque. And it delivers that power through a rather innovative, continuously variable transmission. Not innovative because it's a CVT, but innovative because Toyota has incorporated basically a first gear. So when you take off from a stop, you get a more positive initial move off. It's a really nice feel, and then it shifts over to the CVT and starts doing its continuously variable thing. And the advantage of this CVT is you get a nice blend of performance and fuel economy. And generally, small SUVs like this aren't set up for towing, but the Corolla Cross can tow a small trailer up to 1,500 pounds. Now, performance is okay. Not the quickest thing in its segment, not the slowest thing in its segment. The engine's a bit noisy when you get on it, but fortunately, there's plenty of road and wind noise to kind of drown out the engine. But the fuel economy is actually pretty good. The EPA says you can expect about 32 miles per gallon with the front-wheel drive version and 30 with the all-wheel drive version. Safety is one of the high points because a lot of automakers in this segment, they'll put the active safety features on the options list in order to keep the price down. But Toyota doesn't do that. All versions of the Corolla Cross get forward collision detection with warning and automatic braking, adaptive cruise control, road sign recognition, comes up on a little screen in front of the driver, and automatic high beams. If you go for the LE model, you get a blind spot warning system, and if you go for the top-of-the-line XLE right here, you get rear auto braking as well. Now, this vehicle has not yet been crash tested and rated by either NHTSA or the IIHS. However, other Toyotas have done pretty well, and we expect the Corolla Cross to follow suit. Pricing for the Corolla Cross starts just under $23,500 for the front-wheel drive L model. And the all-wheel drive XLE, before which we all stand, starts just over $27,500, and again, a good deal compared to comparable versions of the Honda HR-V and the Subaru Crosstrek. Now, the vehicle right here is fully optioned, $32,170. 30 grand might seem a lot for a small SUV, but consider the fact that this is a Toyota. It is a long-term investment. It will probably outlive you and your children, and that makes it a good value. If there's one thing to know about the Corolla Cross, it's that it is totally worthy of the Corolla name. It combines the practicality we expect from a Toyota SUV with the reliability and the simplicity of a Corolla, and that's a great combination. To see vehicle rankings and our complete buyer's guide, go to motortrend.com/cars.